It is now officially summer, and the word is to get out and have fun in the sun. That can be hard, though, for some people who have just moved to a new city or town and feel like they no longer connect with longtime friend groups. To help address this, a team of men's health researchers working with UBC and the University of New South Wales in Australia have launched a podcast and website called In Good Company. It's aimed at supporting men to build stronger, more authentic social connections. Paul Sharp is one of the researchers behind this project, and he joins us now. Paul, thanks for being here. How did Good Company begin, first of all?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Well, it really stemmed from some conversations we had with men themselves. I think there's been a big push to mainstream mental health and encourage guys to open up and talk more about what's really going on with them. But there hasn't been a lot of discussion around how to do that. So we built these resources based on some research we did with men, where we asked them and invited them to submit photos to us, and then we interviewed them in and around those photos.
What prompted the photo challenge?
So the photos are a pretty interesting methodology. It gives guys the opportunity to reflect on those. Some guys came back and, they said, I feel like I have strong connections. Maybe I'm watching the hockey game with some buddies, having some beers, and there's banter that goes on in those spaces. But in reflecting on that, we got some photos that came back that were quite metaphorical. Sometimes guys submitted a photo that was maybe the Spider-Man mask, where they said, it's implied that I need to be a superhero, but there's not necessarily a mouthpiece on that mask for me to speak out myself. Or trees in nature that are standing surrounded by guys, but I'm not actually connecting with them. So we wanted to put together the website to highlight some of these experiences and then talk through some of the common challenges that guys have, affirming those experiences, but also providing opportunities for where we can interject and support each other.
And what are some of the main reasons you heard about what they were dealing with?
Well, it can be a range of different challenges. I think loneliness and social isolation is certainly one of these topics that has been mainstreamed, especially since COVID. But the trend over time that we've seen over the last couple of decades is that these issues are on the rise. And when it comes to men in particular, we find that some of these traditional values of being stoic and strong and independent can get in the way of asking for help when we need it. And so a lot of guys will also, we talk about stigma, but some guys might also consider that their symptoms don't necessarily warrant professional intervention. So here's where peer support might shine, in that guys can support each other to deal with some of those day-to-day challenges, like stresses at work, challenges with relationships, all those sorts of daily interactions that we have.
So how do you encourage men to expand, for example, if it's a social circle, to form those healthy connections? Where can they start? Because sometimes it seems as though that is the hardest place.
Absolutely. I think probably starting begins with a bit of self-reflection and awareness of our own relationships and the impacts that they have on us. It's not necessarily about the quantity of friends that we have, but it's about the quality of those interactions as well. So it takes a bit of courage sometimes to reach out and connect or reconnect with buddies if we haven't done that for a long time. One of the photos that we got was a participant submitted a ladder, and he said, not every interaction or connection is going to be a home run. Sometimes we have to kind of slowly make our way, and it takes a bit of commitment and persistence. And so those are the kinds of things that are on the podcast that we want to address and talk about going forward, around how do we reconnect, how do we navigate some of these challenges and support each other better.
Paul Sharp, a senior lecturer at the University of New South Wales, working with UBC Men's Health Research Program. We really appreciate your time and your expertise. Thank you.
Thanks very much.